good morning, Pokemon players. Thank you for joining us for our weekly check-in, where we are looking at the shiny Pokemon progress towards this collection. And as you see on screen right above my head, we have got the shiny Tapu Fini from Pokemon Go. That's right, my wife had managed to procure a Pokemon Go Tapu Fini so that we can have that added to the collection. Now, let me just double check. What was that number that I got to put in? Number 788, right at the end of the other Tapus that we're going to load in. Now, this is not the only gain that we've gotten this week. We did get a little bit extra in there. There you go, Tapu Fini, going right there in your home with the rest. Now, in addition to the Tapu Fini, we had also procured the Dragapult line, which Dragapult is Gen 8. You're going to be over here. We got the Dreepy, Dracloak, and Dragapult come in. Yes, OT says Jenny because I did it from her save file on Shield, running the Hatcher, getting those Pokemon hatched so that we get that whole shiny group in the collection. I had also, while I was going and hunting for some things, I was just doing a couple of raids because I wanted to see if I could maybe push to 800 and 900 on the shiny Pokemon collection for this week. Unfortunately, we didn't quite get that far, but we did get close. In that time, I also procured an extra shiny Murkrow. Now, I did already have the male and the female Murkrow, but that new shiny Murkrow allowed me to evolve to Honchkrow. And I also got a shiny Bergmite at an Avalugg mass outbreak in Scarlet. Go figure, I'm doing an Avalugg outbreak and a shiny Bergmite shows up. Now, the reason that that's kind of neat is because I already had shiny Bergmite filled in the Pokedex, but I also had, okay, it's not going to be in this one. I also had a shiny... I had a standby shiny Bergmite, but I hadn't evolved it because I wanted to hold off until I got one or the other shiny Avalugg. But since I ended up getting a second, or in this case, a third shiny Bergmite, that means I had the one filled for Pokemon Home, and then two more shiny Bergmites. I just had to pull them up on different games and evolve it into Classic and into Hisuian Avalugg. So we got both of them queued up for this week. So the Honchkrow, the Dragapult line, Tapu Fini, and the two Avaluggs. That's a pretty good progress there. Overall, now that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7, and there's another one somewhere in there that I had marked. I might have just forgotten to take note of it, whether it's something that one of us had gotten on home. Might have been the Morlul or something. My wife had gotten the Morlul. I don't remember exactly where that is. Overall, though, pretty good. Our shiny collection right now, however, I did not quite break that 800, 900 mark. Instead, we are at 796 Pokemon overall. Oh no, 797 Pokemon overall. So we gained 9 this week on home. Okay, not overall. The home collection is 797 for a gain of 9 since last week. And then when we account our Pokemon home collections, we are at 897. 896, never mind, 896 for a gain of 8. That's because the Tapu Fini was a gain and moved into home in the same week, so that's where that's at. So 797 stored in home, 896 total, so there's still like 99 Pokemon floating around there between our home collections that are waiting for that transporter energy. I did grab a few extra things from there to go ahead and move in and just get them out of the way. I don't recall exactly what I moved. I did move over the Regigigas earlier this week. The shiny Regigigas that we had from Go is now put away in its forever home. There was something else in there that I had moved. I feel like it was something somewhere around here. I think it was one of those Gen 4 evolutions, if I recall. I did the Rhyperiors. It might have been a female. Yeah, there was the Honchkrow over there that I had put away. But yeah, so anyway, that's just some nice stuff that we had managed to get set aside and put away. I am pleased that we got that Hisuian Avalugg loaded in. So my regional variant ones are actually my regional variant boxes are almost complete here. I know I've got a little bit of... Okay, that's either Hisuian or Galar here. There is some Hisuian stuff here, and I have one more Paldean Tauros to get. Maybe I'll work on that one on the downtime a little bit while I'm working on other things too. Yeah, that's just a whole lot of nice little things here. I still need the funny story about this one. This is just going to be a cautionary tale, just to kind of pad out the runtime of this video for you guys. A cautionary tale when moving Pokemon around that are trade evolutions. Try not to send them in trades, because my wife had sent an Alolan Graveler to home for to add to this collection. So in order to move it into my home collection, I put it onto her her Violet version, and then traded it over the switches to my Scarlet version. I'm going to warn you guys right now, don't do that, because that caused it to evolve into a Alolan Golem, which I already had, which means now I'm still out an Alolan Graveler for the collection. I've got stuff to move around. I can always go for another hunt and find things here and there. Like I can hunt the Alolan Geodude in Scarlet and Violet, so it's not like I'm without options for it. It is just kind of an annoyance. That's just kind of a cautionary tale I'm throwing to you guys out there, because that can be a little bit of a pain in the ass. Because I jammed on that B button, but it did not respond for the trade evolutions, and maybe I could have gone and attached an Everstone to it. That could have done that, but probably better to just go ahead and trade it over home if you can. The friend trades on home do work for that kind of thing if you have friends that you exchange like friend codes with in home, instead of trying to rely on, maybe some janky GTS stuff. But of course, be careful here and there. Do what you will. I am still looking for the Doug Trio and the Alolan Rattata. I had the opportunity to try and get the Alolan Rattata in a Pokemon Go remote trade, but the person kept declining the trade, unfortunately. So I went ahead and deleted them, because it's like, okay, I'm not getting the remote trade here. They're not accepting remote trades. So I'm just like, you know what? If we're not going to do that, I'll go ahead and delete that from the friends list, because if I'm going to be doing remote trades, I'm going to be doing it to try and boost the collection and go for what I need. And I don't fault them. If I didn't have anything they wanted, that's all well and good. That is completely fair. But at the same time, they're kind of like cluttering up the friends list, and I keep getting them mixed up with the other stuff. But at least, we get other stuff in there. I am happy with the progress that we're getting on these other ones. Maybe at some point this week. Now, I do have some other recording projects that I am trying to push out so that I can have some of these things done. I am trying to finish about a loop and a half more on Reciteer before we start Endless Mode on that one and go for a total completion. But there's also the Fields of Mystria final release that comes out this week, and I do intend to start a new recording series on that and hopefully have episodes ready for it by Monday for new I plan to do 3 uploads a week for the new Fields of Mystria series. But maybe somewhere along the way I'll find some time to do a little shiny hunting. I have a handful of Furfros to go for, because I have 4 here, and I would like to go ahead and get those. I do also need to try and buckle down on my Florgus family, because there's, I have to get all the flowers. I'm missing one of the flower colors here. Now, I'm pretty sure red flower, I have the entire line in the base Pokedex, but I'm pretty sure I need red flower here, yellow and red, or no, blue flower here, yellow and blue here, and then orange and blue in the final evolution. I think I have 1 or 2 in Pokemon Go to transfer over, but I still need to go ahead and see about getting these other ones loaded in, just to kind of have everything completed. Rotoms have been long since completed. I still need this particular, this is the Shiny Gastrodon. I still need this particular Shellos is what it is. The Shellos for that one. I also still have, I got Trash Burmy. Okay, I've got Trash Burmy and Sandy Wormadam here, which means I need Sandy Burmy and Trash Wormadam, and I don't recall if I have the plant forms in there too, because they would be in the base Pokedex. So there's a lot of stuff that I have that I can go and hunt. Some of those hunts are just going to be particularly difficult. But yeah, that's where we're at here. Overall, though, a gain of 9 in home and 8 overall for the shiny collection, bringing us to 797 and 896 for our total collection numbers. I am a little pleased with that. I am, however, hoping that by next week I will have that 800 and 900 barrier broken. Now, getting to the 800 on home isn't going to be the hard part. I can just transfer over some non-legendaries out of Go into home, since I can transfer those over more frequently and in higher numbers. Otherwise, the shiny legendary takes like a whole bar, like a whole week of recharge to get over there. But if I can gain at least 4 more for next week, I think I would like to do some kind of a celebration for that 900 benchmark of our shiny collection. So anybody out there who's keeping track, let us know what kind of celebration you might want to see for that 900 benchmark. I am on a little bit of a vacation this week until I go back to work on Friday, and that means that when I work the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's still on July. Calendar. Oh, okay, never mind. I am picking up overtime on both that Monday and Tuesday, so I won't be available for a stream on that one because I'm making up for some of this time off that I took. But anyway.